Right now at 6, the new downtown bike lane plan in La Crosse, the new perk from officials.
And a big change coming to the Onalaska School District when it's supposed to take effect.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Another push and another plan to make downtown La Crosse more bike friendly.
News 8 Now's Grace Monk is live to explain. Grace.
WSDOT has given the city a new proposal to add bike lanes to 3rd and 4th Street. Today, La Crosse's Pedestrian Bicycle Advisory Committee weighed in on the new alternative. In November, the DOT presented the city with two options. The first, to remove one lane of parking on both 3rd and 4th Street to add bike lanes. The second, to keep parking by narrowing the lanes and widening sidewalks. But after receiving pushback from the community, City Council asked the DOT to give them a third option.
Actually referred for 90 days because it is so divisive between those downtown business owners that are very concerned about removing any parking on 3rd and 4th Street, and those that would like to have bicycle access on 3rd and 4th Street.
Their latest proposal combines the two by adding bike lanes from La Crosse Street to Vine Street and widening sidewalks from Vine to King Street. On Tuesday, La Crosse's Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee discussed the matter.
If you go with this hybrid alternative, it's not ideal, especially for those that would like to use it for bicycle access.
Slesnikow says the committee would like to see bike lanes down to King Street, but some cyclists say adding more bike lanes is unnecessary.
You have 2nd Street, and if you know your way around town, you can cut up. This road's too busy.
It is. I'm an avid biker. I bike every single day, and the safest place to be on a bicycle is in the lane of traffic with the moving traffic.
And another major change included in the DOT's plan, adding a roundabout at the intersection of La Crosse and 4th Street. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. Now here's our News 8 poll. Would you travel by bike more if there were more bike lanes? 8% saying yes, 87% saying no. You can weigh in at news8000.com.
Breaking news, Ryan Lee Goad getting 40 years in a mental health facility. It's part of a plea deal. Police say Goad is tied to a New Year's Eve shooting in Toma. Court records show he tried to kill his father. Goad is back in court next month.
Developing out of Minneapolis, 6 federal prosecutors are resigning. It's reportedly over pressure from the White House to investigate the widow of Renee Nicole Good, who was fatally shot by ICE last week. The prosecutors also reportedly objecting the DOJ's decision to exclude state officials from the investigation.
Don't want more deployment here. They are only here to separate families, to terrorize our neighbors.
Minnesota is suing the Department of Homeland Security, claiming the deployment of ICE agents endangers public safety and has provoked protests.
A News 8 Now follow-up. The La Crosse Area Chamber of Commerce is backing the city administrator job. The role would help businesses navigate government quicker through faster permit and zoning processes. The job comes with a salary of up to $248,000. The council votes in February, and if approved, the city administrator would start in June of 2027. Governor Tony Evers is clashing with his lieutenant governor. He has some doubts over her ICE proposal. Sarah Rodriguez is proposing to limit ICE actions around spots like courthouses and schools. Rodriguez also wants ICE agents unmasked and wearing a body camera.
According to the Associated Press, Evers' direct quote was, quote, "I'm not sure we have the ability to do that." Meantime, the Onalaska School District is making some changes. It will soon offer all-day, 5-day-a-week preschool. It starts in the 2026 to 27 school year. District officials say research shows full-day programs improve both academic and social-emotional development.
One of the benefits that we see through research in places that have implemented the all-day 4K preschool is that students, when they come into kindergarten, are much more ready for that school experience of kindergarten and are able to have the academic and social emotional gains in a quicker fashion.
District officials will release details on enrollment in the coming months. All right, today was absolutely fantastic. It felt like late March, like we could have March Madness on TV right now. But I'm sure there's a few of, hardline winter fans out there that would actually love a bit of a cool down.
Well, I don't think anybody could really complain about when you get into the 40s, especially because it has been since late November that La Crosse has seen these kind of temperatures. So definitely a brief break, but like Ken said, a good news for any of the avid cold enjoyers. It's almost done, if not already done, as we head into the evening hours. Our observed highs today, 48 in La Crosse, 41 in Eau Claire. We had some cloud coverage moving in as we went into the late morning hours earlier today, and that really stalled a lot of the warming. So if we would have held on to that a little bit longer, we definitely could have seen some ties or some record breakers. We were close in La Crosse, 2 degrees from that record high set all the way back in 1894. Eau Claire was just 3 degrees shy from tying that record high. So very close to those near records. We're still holding on and lingering to some 40s now as we head into the nighttime, but temperatures will likely start dropping here fairly quickly as winds blow out of the northwest, and they'll be bringing in some colder air as we go into tomorrow morning. Still going to stay quite breezy as well. Eau Claire seeing wind gusts around 24 miles per hour right now, and they're only going to strengthen as we go into the overnight. So by the time we wake up in the morning, it's going to be colder and still quite breezy. So definitely a frigid start to the day after the 40s. It'll be a nice wake-up call, but I'll have the details in a little bit.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Nicole. And ahead of that cool down, a reminder, you can always track weather on your block by downloading our First Warn Weather app. It's available at the App Store or on Google Play. The Town of Campbell Police Department has a new recruit, and she's got 4 legs. Meet Phoenix, the department's new canine. She is trained in tracking, narcotics detection, and evidence recovery. Officer Robert Kale is her new handler.
Great Rivers United Way needs your help, or they say local nonprofits could face cuts. The organization says its annual campaign fell short of last year's goal. Now they're launching Give a Little Extra, hoping to raise $100,000 by the end of the month to avoid reducing funding to partner agencies.
We rely on every single dollar. We build budgets every year, and this is funding that we work into our budgets, and it's something that we rely on. And so when we hear things like there could be cuts to services, that's a really big deal for not only the Boys and Girls Club, but for all the nonprofit agencies that Great Rivers United Way supports.
You can donate at gruw.org through the end of the month.
Still to come, President Trump visiting Michigan, why he made the stop, and his comments on Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell.
Plus, Microsoft tackles rising electric bills. The tech giant's pledge to offset data center costs.
Tomorrow at 5 a.m., responses from La Crosse's meet and greet with city officials, and ART is tracking a windy Wednesday and chilly rest of the week. We'll have those details when we see you tomorrow morning.
It's Ashley's 4-day sale from Friday to Monday. Get 25% off your first item, plus 20% off the rest of your purchase. Plus, pay no interest for 5 years with no money down when you shop in store. Only at Ashley. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday.
Winter can actually be the perfect time to replace those old drafty windows. Nothing will keep you more comfortable in your home during the winter than new windows. And our certified master installers are highly trained experts that will install your new windows properly while reducing exposure to outside elements. We'll take out your old window and place in your new window in less than 5 minutes on average. Ask how your winter installation can save you money and make you more comfortable in your home.
We are very fortunate to have our mom in our lives. We rely on Medicaid to pay for her long-term care. When I learned that it might be cut, I met with Representative Van Orden. He promised that he would never cut Medicaid. He even signed this letter. Then he turned around and he voted for the largest Medicaid cut in history. It's absolutely devastating. We need to tell Congressman Van Orden, stop raising our health care costs.
Right now at Menards, get big buys with bigger savings. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out. Choose from our huge in-stock selection or design your door your way. This bright white 6-panel door is $119.99 after rebate. Finish your kitchen with a new Moen sink. Moen sets the standard for beauty and reliability. This Lux Chef Workstation Sink Kit is $349.99 after rebate. Plus, get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag.
Save big money at Menards.
At Ashley's 4-day sale, Friday through Monday. Pay no interest for 5 years with no money down. Plus, you can shop trending hot buys starting at just $2.99. Happening Friday through Monday. Only at Ashley. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday.
President Trump visited a Ford factory in Dearborn, Michigan today before addressing the Detroit Economic Club. The president discussed his administration's economic record, called for Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell to lower interest rates, and criticized Powell over a Justice Department investigation into a multi-billion-dollar Fed building renovation project.
He's billions of dollars over budget, so he either is incompetent or he's crooked.
Meanwhile, Trump addressed Iran's government crackdown on protesters through social media. The president posted encouragement to Iranian demonstrators, saying help is on the way.
The Supreme Court heard arguments today in 2 cases involving transgender athletes challenging state laws that ban them from girls' school sports. 27 states currently have laws barring transgender girls and women from participating on female-designated teams. The cases center on 15-year-old Becky Pepper Jackson of West Virginia and college student Lindsay Hecox of Idaho. Lower courts ruled in favor of the plaintiffs who claimed discrimination.
A sport is something that everybody should have the opportunity to do if they want.
Some female athletes have expressed concerns about fairness in competition. A decision is not expected for several months. Well, a scare on a New York City street, a startled carriage horse crashing into several vehicles after running into traffic. This was in Central Park at the time. Luckily, no one was hurt. The horse, named Destiny, was also uninjured.
Microsoft is offering an olive branch to some consumers facing rising energy bills. It says it wants to pay electric rates high enough to mitigate the impact of its data centers. The company says it will work with regulators in order to do so. Microsoft also pledges to pitch in for related infrastructure changes.
Amazon executives say they're hoping their new Alexa device will have a better memory and remember things about you, like your favorite restaurants, and even offer to book you a reservation. Apple says it is taking a similar approach with its upcoming version of Siri.
And Trevor Noah will be back to host the 2026 Grammy Awards. This is the comedian's 6th time hosting the show. It'll also reportedly be his last. The Grammys will air Sunday, February 1st, right here on CBS.
President Trump is calling for a 1-year cap on credit card interest rates at 10%, beginning as soon as next week. Currently, Americans pay an average credit card interest rate of about 20%, with the average balance per borrower at around $6,500. Trump hasn't said how the cap would be enforced or whether it applies to new or existing balances.
We will have more news ahead.
But first,
after a mild Tuesday, we have some chillier temperatures on the way, especially when we wake up in the morning. I'll have all the details coming up right after the break.
This cozy season, we invite all of our neighbors to make their bathroom the coziest room in their home. With quick installs and a lifetime warranty, we bring quality upgrades right to your doorstep. And we won't just leave you there. Our experienced team will be there every step of the way. Plus, with our easy financing available, you're able to get the comfort you want today on a budget that works for you. So upgrade your cozy room this season with River Valley Remodelers. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
A home you love, a business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work, We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
What home improvement delivers the highest return on investment? A new garage door. And the perfect door is a genuine overhead door, made to last right here in the USA for over 100 years. Overhead Door has been the leader in exceptional design and quality materials installed by trained, experienced professionals. Find your perfect door. Visit our showroom or go online to choose from an endless array of styles, colors, and accents. From our family to yours, Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Well, as we head into the overnight period, we'll have temperatures falling fairly quickly, especially after the next couple hours. And by the time most of us wake up in the morning, our temperatures are going to be back into the teens. So actually fairly seasonable for this time of year. We've just been lucky to start the week off. 17 will be your morning low. And La Crosse, 10 degrees. In Eau Claire, going to be quite windy out there, though, especially through the early morning hours. So those wind chills are likely going to be much cooler than what your thermometer is going to be reading. Tomorrow's highs, then, even though it's going to be quite sunny through most of the day, we're not really going to see a whole lot of warming. We're really going to be battling those northwesterly winds, bringing in that colder air, and because of that, very little warming in the forecast. 21 will be your high in La Crosse, 17 in Eau Claire, and again, still dealing with those breezy conditions as we go throughout much of the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. So overall, going to feel quite chilly out there. Here's a look at those winds again, blowing out of the very northwest, around 20 miles per hour in the early morning hours. As we go into the afternoon, we're going to be staying steadily breezy and even windy at times. Wind gusts closer to around 30 to 35 miles per hour for tomorrow. By the time we get into the evening, going to see a little bit of a decrease in those winds, but overall still quite breezy. By the time we wake up Thursday morning, we'll see those less strong winds, but they'll likely pick up again as we go into the afternoon. And really, the next couple days all the way into the weekend are going to be quite breezy. So that means our wind chills are going to be pretty cold as well. Even though our morning lows are going to be in the teens, it's actually going to feel closer to the single digits, if not below zero when you step out the door. 3 degrees will be our morning low. Wind chill in La Crosse, -3 in Eau Claire. Eau Claire and folks north of I-94 likely staying below zero, or what feels like below zero, through much of the morning hours. Once we get into the warmest part of the day, it's still going to feel quite cold out there. Most of the area in the single digits, even Eau Claire not really feeling much warmer than 0 degrees throughout much of the day. As we head into tomorrow evening, then, still going to feel quite chilly. Those wind chills likely staying steady in the single digits through much of tomorrow afternoon and into the overnight period. The winds will eventually shift to be a little bit more southerly as we head into Thursday, and that'll help warm us back to near normal, but definitely not anywhere near the 40s anytime in the upcoming week. Also coming Thursday, even though the temperatures will be a tad bit more mild, we also have some light snow on the way. Likely going to stay dry throughout the morning hours, but after we get into the afternoon, we'll see a widespread batch of snow moving into the area sometime after about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Now, it's likely not going to be an ongoing snow event, meaning it's not going to be continuous snowfall, and because of that, it's going to keep our snow totals on the lower side, but we'll still continue to see on and off again flurries all the way throughout Thursday evening. By the overnight period, a little bit less of a widespread chance. Friday morning, still going to be some spotty flurries in the area, and that's really going to be the trend for much of Friday. Just those spotty chances for some snowflakes to pass through, but still the opportunity to add just a little bit more on top of the snow totals. So overall, Thursday afternoon into the evening is really where we're going to see the bulk of our snowfall, because even as we head into Friday afternoon, still snow in the area, but not nearly as widespread. Because of that, we're expecting the entire area to see around 1 to 3 inches, starting to taper off once we get further into northern Iowa, and maybe the possibility for closer to 4 or 5 inches into far northern Wisconsin. Going to be, again, a tad breezy as we go into Thursday evening, when a lot of that more widespread flurry action is passing through. So the possibility of maybe some slight decreases in visibility as we're on the roadways later Thursday evening, but overall it looks like a very typical January light snow event, along with the temperatures, because after that it gets much colder for the weekend.
Oh yeah, much more conventional January temperatures. All right, thanks, Nicole. Coming up next in sports, is it the end? Aaron Rodgers speaks after potentially his final NFL game. Plus, hear from Packers star pass rusher Micah Parsons on when he expects to return to the field for Green Bay. Jacob is next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people. And being the team you can trust means being here for you.
Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Electrical problems are a headache. We started Olsen Brothers Electric to make your next project simple and stress-free.
We've invested in the technology to make working with us easy.
You can book your appointment online in minutes.
Get text updates so you're never left guessing. We're taking electrical service into the digital age.
We are always transparent with our estimates.
Any electrical project, no matter the size, we've got you covered.
We keep electrical service simple.
We're the Olsen Brothers.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get a total value of over $6,100 on this Sierra 1500 model. Plus get $3,000 trade allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
La Crosse Fire Place Company has been helping families build a warm and cozy gathering area in their homes for over 25 years. With our huge selection of Heat and Glow fireplaces, you're sure to find the style to perfectly fit your home. Now, through the end of the month, save 25% off on all Heat and Glow fireplaces. Whether it's a remodel or new construction, La Crosse Fire Place Company is devoted to making your experience wonderful. La Crosse Fire Place Company, because your place is by the fire.
A big part of my job is building relationships with people. And being the team you can trust means being here for you.
Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, injuries can certainly derail a season in any sport at any level, and the Packers were a prime example of that as the injury bug continued to hinder Green Bay at the end of the season. Losing a key playmaker like Tucker Kraft back in Week 9 was a huge blow to an offense that was firing on all cylinders. Then the loss of Devontae Wyatt in Week 13 and Micah Parsons in Week 15 were just a few of the ton of injuries that the Packers were just not able to overcome. But when speaking to reporters yesterday, the star pass rushers says he's made a lot of progress rehabbing in a short period of time.
So far, they say I'm flying, so whatever that means. You know, there's a timing standpoint they want, but I don't think I'll be on IR, I would say that, to start the season. I think, you know, I think lofty, I'd be saying week 1, but realistically, probably like week 3, week 4.
Packers were 0-5 in games that Parsons didn't finish or couldn't start due to that ACL tear. Well, last night the Houston Texans took down the Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card round, and with that comes one giant question. Will Aaron Rodgers retire? The longtime Packer quarterback and future Hall of Famer just wrapped up his 21st season in the NFL. Now, he hasn't announced what's next, but he did mention his time in Green Bay during his press conference following the game.
I was fortunate to play in an incredible football city for 18 years, and I never took it for granted. I enjoyed that time there, and this has been a really beautiful back end to that first 18. There's only a few really special places in the league that have the tradition and the town and the organization, and I'm thankful to have played for 2 of them.
Rodgers is a 4-time All-Pro, 4-time MVP, and a 1-time Super Bowl winner, all those with the Packers. And a couple border battles on the hardwood tonight. The Badgers and Gophers currently facing off at the Barn in Minneapolis. John Blackwell leading the way for Wisconsin with 5. Langston Reynolds with 5 for Minnesota and 5 assists. Both teams entering 3-2 in Big Ten play. And in the association, the Bucks and Timberwolves will go head-to-head at 7 o'clock. Minnesota will be without Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards tonight. T-Wolves enter 4th in the West, Milwaukee 11th in the East. And here are where things stand for the News 8 Pick'em VIP. I guess we'll call it a race, guys. Emily and Ken tied for first. Cade and I not with the best showing for sports, but Emily, one of 7 people to get every game correct last week, including our GM, Chris. So shout out to them
Yeah.
for both doing that. And the
Big
winner
time.
overall, Randy Olfke of Onalaska. He had the closest predicted score
Nice.
for Monday Night Football, so that gets him the win. But still,
Yeah. Okay.
a good sweep for you and Chris as well.
Yeah, those playoff points are helping me in this race right now because I wasn't doing too hot.
Yeah, you were back there. Triple points
Yeah.
for these playoff
Yeah.
games. So
Means a lot.
quite a jump.
Definitely. Still in striking distance for me. Maybe if you guys crumble, but
We still have the opportunity to make good choices.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jacob.
All right. Nicole has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Working with Maxwell White was amazing. They were professional, answered all of my
I
questions.
give Maxwell
in a
White
timely
my
manner.
highest possible recommendation.
Maxwell White did a fabulous job on our shower. 5-star plumbing service done right.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
In the heart of Wisconsin dairy country, there's only one place making cottage cheese, and it's right here in Westby. Since 1903, Westby Cooperative Creamery has been farmer-owned and community-driven, crafting wholesome cottage cheese the same way for generations. And with a new investment in modern technology, we're ensuring our tradition continues, fresher, safer, and more sustainable than ever. Westby Cooperative Creamery, the only cottage cheese maker in Wisconsin. Farmer-owned, Wisconsin proud.
From clogged drains to new faucet installations, we've got you covered. Since 1994, we've served homeowners across the area to make sure their plumbing is done right. So call us today and see what done right looks like for your home's plumbing.
Well, as we head into tomorrow, it's still going to be quite breezy out there, and you'll notice that temperature drop around 20 degrees colder for tomorrow's high and below average. By Thursday and Friday, we'll warm slightly, but it's going to be a snowier stretch, and then that ushers in much colder weather for the weekend and the start of next week. Going to be a couple mornings where we're waking up to sub-zero lows, so get ready for that.
I'm still not washing my car then this week.
Not gonna happen.
It involves a vacuum and going outside. Nope. Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you tonight at 10.